Diddy is on trial, bitch, okay? And he is fighting for his life. Sean Puffy, Buff Daddy, Diddy, Love, Combs versus the United States of America, honey. After several days of jury selection, they finally found the right jury, and they have moved forward with Diddy trial. I think it's important for everyone to understand what Diddy is on trial for. He has 5 federal counts. 2 for sex trafficking, 2 for transportation to engage in prostitution, and there's 1 charge for racketeering, which is basically kind of being the center of like a criminal organization where there's corruption and bribery and schemery and all kinds of stuff.
Slutting it out. Slutting it out. Yep.
Right. So that's what he's on trial for. Now, technically, I wish people understand and realize at the end of the day, beginning of the morning and the middle of the afternoon, Diddy is not on trial for domestic violence. He's not on trial for necessarily sexual abuse. It's more so the orchestration, the sex trafficking, flying people in, paying them, giving drugs, all of those types of things, but not necessarily the physical abuse, which we have seen and witnessed in the video that was released in CNN when Diddy beat Cassie ass on tape. Trial for. What are some of the shocking things that came out for you during this particular case, Trei?
Honestly, I think what was the most shocking was probably what they had Cassie maybe reading conversations that they had via text messages where, you know, they wanted to have freak offs, and I think it showed a point where it was more in Diddy's favor because we were able to see that she was down for the shit that was going down. Mm-hmm. Now, I think that we all knew that Diddy was a freak, but we probably didn't know all the stuff that, you know.
You said we didn't know, we did know.
We did. I said we probably did know that Diddy was a freak, but not knowing all the things that he may have been doing with his women. But these things that were coming out in these text messages really, I think, showed some stuff, and it was shocking to me because I didn't expect, I guess, for those to come out or those text messages to be an exchange of conversations.
Well, we had the hotel security at the time when Diddy physically assaulted Cassie in the hotel. The video that came out, I guess the first responder from the hotel was the one who testified. He's now a police officer in LA, but he basically said Diddy tried to offer him money to make all of this go away, but Diddy's team did a good job of discrediting him because they had said that he took his phone and he was walking around, you know, videotaping, showing videos to his girlfriend because she would have never believed what happened. He wasn't taking what happened to Cassie serious. Diddy's team did a good job discrediting him. Then we had one of the male escorts Diddy and Cassie regularly used for their freak-offs. They were called freak-offs, Wild King Night, and Hotel Night, where they organized transportation, lodging, set up rooms with lube and lighting.
Baby boy.
But they said Diddy overdosed before, you know, on the drugs. Said Cassie was given multiple drugs. The male escort said that he used to urinate in her mouth.
Wait, hold on, wait. I missed that part. He used to urinate in whose mouth?
Cassie's mouth. So what he said
was
that
girl, really?
The very first time that he, you know, had a situation with them, Cassie came in the room with some red pumps on, some lingerie or whatever the case may be, answered the door. Here's the thing. I know, you know, our contact told you that this was just a massage or something like that, but this is basically a freak off. So my boyfriend's gonna sit in the corner. He's going to watch us, and you're going to do things to me, to sexually touch me on the inside and please me.
Touch me on the inside part and call my name.
And Diddy was in the room with a robe on, a hat, a bandana around his face. A bandana around his face. And I think some sunglasses, they said he was just sitting in the corner. And the man came in and they had a whole bunch of baby oil and they had candle wax and it was pouring wax. And he got to and Diddy was just sitting there in the room. Listen now.
Wait a minute, hold on, wait.
See, you ain't do your research.
I did my research, but I ain't see that shit. I didn't see that.
That was from the first day of the trial, Trey.
How was that sex trafficking, Maurice?
That's what I said. That's why it's important for us to understand what Diddy is on trial for. He's on trial for sex trafficking, transportation to engage in prostitution, and racketeering. But it made me think, you know, in my lifetime, I have attended things.
Right.
And just like listening to this whole case, it made me think like, well, damn, was I participating in
sex trafficking?
I knew it was freak-offs.
Racketeering.
The way that they're explaining these things, it sounds like, bitch, I could have been got in trouble too. Because you don't know all who's there, how they were brought there. You know, you go on.
What was this location at? What was this location at that you went to?
You go on Cerebral.
The place that you went to, where was it at?
You out of order.
No, I just want the people want to know.
Order.
The people want to know. Where was you
out
at?
of order. That ain't got nothing to do with this.
Girl, get your shit together.
All I'm just saying is
It helps us understand you. It puts us in a place with you. So
and another thing that I was surprised of to hear and to see how much she really participated in all of this, which has been another kind of good point for Diddy's team, because Cassie was a willing participant. Now you can talk about power structures, and I think she called him daddy or papa, and he called her baby girl. It was real creepy. Some of the stuff was kind of like, ooh, God.
ain't nothing wrong with daddy and papa and baby girl. I mean, Dr. Heaven call her husband daddy. You
But
call somebody
Papa
daddy
is
before.
usually reserved
You
for-
call somebody daddy before, so it's okay.
Papa is usually reserved for like granddaddy or whatever.
I mean, he is older than her.
But another thing that surprised me is I think a lot of the people was expecting to hear where Diddy may have engaged in sexual activities with another man. But so far, we have not heard that. We just heard that Diddy is usually watching. He's usually executive producing these freak-offs or these exotic or erotic moments with Cassie and other men. I think the male escort said at one point he would ejaculate and Diddy would take it, or she would take the ejaculation juice and she would put it on his nipple and he would rub his nipple with it while he was pleasing himself. She would engage in sexual activities with him, Cassie with Diddy, but there has not been any records where Diddy has engaged with sexual activities with these men. And I think that was surprising for a lot of people too.
Diddy ain't no punk. Don't be trying to put him in a category with y'all punk, with them punks.
Well, I mean, he's sitting there watching, but I guess there's a difference between watching someone please. I mean, it's like a threesome in a sense.
Absolutely.
If you're in a relationship with someone, would you be open to, you know, the two of you inviting a third party into the bedroom?
So,
or have you done it already?
So the only way that I would do that.
So the answer, you've never done it.
So
but partner, I ain't talking about you having a threesome or freak offs with other people. And y'all comment below too. Let us know what you think. Would you be open to inviting a third party into the bedroom?
Dion said, "How did we get here?" We got there, Dion, because Maurice always trying to get me to put my business out there. That's why we got there, Dion. So to answer the question, the only way that I would possibly do that.
Hold up, wait a minute, Dion. We are talking about Diddy and his freak offs and king nights and hotel nights. Cassie used to text him and say, "Oh, I can't wait to the next freak off." So that's how we got here, baby. That's how we got here. But go ahead, Trey.
So the only way that I would let that happen is if my partner and I maybe went like out the country.
Everyone loves to put that stipulation on that. Well, that boundary.
Because this is my thing. If we out the country, ain't no way in the world that you gonna drive down the street or across town to go see this person again. We ain't exchanging phone numbers. We ain't exchanging Instagrams, Facebooks, MySpace, Jacks, Tinders, TikTok.
That's what
Snapchat.
Till you find out your dude had an exchange, you done slid in them DMs on the low. You done slid that Instagram on the low. Ain't even gonna be Instagram. You know what it's gonna be? What is it gonna be? That damn Snapchat. The messages disappear.
Yep. Yeah, and Snapchat. That's why I'm gonna have his phone. And then ain't gonna be no
his phone.
Absolutely. Absolutely. No, you know what? I don't even have his phone. I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna trust him that he gonna do right by everything you do.
You don't even know the rest of the line.
I do. I know my color purple lines. Now don't play with me.
What is it?
But I wouldn't.
Go ahead and say it. What?
No, I don't have to prove you. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You want to challenge me. You want to challenge me.
Until you do right by me, everything you think about is gonna crumble.
Revoke. Your black card is being revoked. You don't even know.
So that would be the only way that I would do it. Now the question for you is, would you or have you?
So now I've never participated in a freak session with a partner. Would I participate in a freak session with a partner? I'm not gonna say yes and I'm not gonna say no. Me personally, I don't think I would want to because I feel like once you open that door into your relationship, I think you're welcoming more spirits and demons and more temptation and stuff into it because I've seen a lot of relationships where they have done it.
Okay.
And eventually it led to the demise because I've seen a situation where they've done it and one partner didn't want to stop and another partner wanted to stop. I've seen it where the individuals was starting to sneak around behind their back. I just think that when you introduce stuff like that, you just welcome things into your relationship. But if you and your partner may not have been connecting sexually, then that may be something that you have to bring people. I've always heard people say when it comes to two men, okay, you're a top, I'm a bottom, or I'm a bottom, you're a top. But if we bring someone else in, both of us are going to be doing the topping, but I'm not going to allow that third person to top my bottom. You know, those will boundaries and stuff, you know, things of that particular nature. But to each his own. Some people are emotionally intelligent and they can handle something like that. I think a lot of people think that they're emotionally intelligent and they have the bandwidth to handle stuff like that.
True, Dion.
What'd he say?
He said not doing it could also lead to the relationship's demise.
That's true. That's true. But you're gonna throw a whole relationship away because of sex? I don't know. I guess it just depends. It depends. Oh, whatever. And lastly, Trey, we saw that Cassie revealed a lot of things. Like I said, one of the biggest things for me is just learning that how much she participated in a lot of planning and orchestrating those freak sessions. Because she was using her real telephone number to contact these people. You know, they had their regular Rolodex of contacts and things of that particular nature. So
she should be on trial because I mean, at this point, it was part of your job.
What?
Well, some people feel that Cassie is just as guilty as he is, and we also learned that she sued him or tried to get $30 million from him, but she ended up walking away, I think, with $20 million. And people have been, I think the prosecution asked her, well, why now all of a sudden? What happened?
Dion said Cassie go ahead and damn baby on the stand.
Because they said she was crying and she had to take breaks and stuff like that. I can't imagine being her brother because her brother has been in the stand and her husband. If you ask me, I ain't got no.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Go ahead because I'm finna see what you're about to say. What I was saying earlier. Go ahead.
I believe her husband was the one who leaked all of this information. I don't know why. It was just when all of this broke. And I think he released a statement in the beginning. And it just was like the sha-la-la, all of that just went off. And it just came to me, he released that stuff.
He the one pushing her to do this stuff.
He did it. He pushed her because he was in court. He got his nose up in the air. I just can't imagine putting my wife through something like that where she has to relive all of this trauma.
Definitely. I agree. Definitely.
I guess what else? I think that was kind of the only things that stood out. The urination. There was a number of accounts where she mentioned where Diddy basically beat her ass a number of times. Dumped her, you know, in the car, and she just was subjected to so much abuse. And that that part I do hate. You know, some of it sounded like she was willingly participating, but I think when you're stuck in a situation where you're suffocating and you may not feel like you can get out, I think at one point they asked her why did she do it, well, she felt like she had to do it because she loved him and she didn't want to lose him. She did admit that it was a toxic relationship, that she too used to attack him or get at him. Who was in your house?
Nobody.
What you looking at?
My TV. My television.